Imagine this. You were talking to a computer and it replies back to you, not like a machine, but like a real person. It is writing essays, cracking jokes, and giving you career advices. But the real question is, how does a machine made out of zeros and ones are actually giving you answers like human? This is the story about how machines went from dumb calculators to an intelligent system. And it all started with a very simple idea inspired by our human brain. In 1950s, researchers were fascinated by neurons, like the tiny cells in your brain that's firing every second. They asked, what if we could build something similar in a machine? This particular idea gave birth to neural network, a digital brain made out of artificial neurons. Each one is a tiny decision maker, but on its own, it's useless. But connect thousands, millions together, they will start performing, taking decisions, and working for you. Imagine an orchestra. A single violin sounds thin, but together in a symphony, they can bring you to tears. Neural networks are the orchestra of AI. So how does this networks actually work? Picture this. You are uploading an image of cat to ChatGPT, asking it to tell you what this image is actually. Each neuron behind the ChatGPT will take some information from the picture and pass its vote forward. At the very end, those neural networks will come up with a solution that the picture might be a cat. Sounds magical, right? But here's the catch. Neural networks at the very beginning were not that much good. Early networks were terrible at remembering things. And that's when researchers developed the secret sauce of artificial intelligence called backpropagation. Backpropagation, in short, is called as backprop. What it does is, if a prediction is wrong from neural networks, backpropagation will lead that network to do the solution again. And every time it is running that calculation again behind, it gets better every time. You can imagine this backpropagation as a collaboration of a student and a teacher. If the student is failing to solve a particular type of math problem, the teacher will instruct him to do the maths again. And every time the students get better. This is exactly what is done by backpropagation. It runs those calculations millions of times over and over again to get better at what it does. But there was still a problem. The AI models were forgetful. They could handle short and simple data but collapsed when long and big sequences were given. Imagine you were reading a novel. The time you reach the second chapter, you've already forgotten what was in chapter 1. That was the biggest challenge for the older models like RNN or LSTMs. They had memory, but it was short-term and fragile. Then in 2017, everything changed. A group of researchers from Google published a paper named Attention is All You Need. And they were right. This is the moment when AI took off. The innovation was called Transformer model, and it introduced something revolutionary, self-attention. So what does self-attention mean? You are reading the sentence, the cat sat on the mat. When you see the word cat, your brain instantly links it to sat, maybe even to the mat. The transformer does the same thing. Instead of plodding through words one by one, it looks at the entire sequence and decides which words are most important to pay attention to. It is like a spotlight on the stage, focusing only on the actors and ignoring the background noise. Transformers don't just read one word at a time, it can take the whole sequence parallelly. And that's what made it ridiculously fast. And suddenly, AI training process that used to take days now could be done within hours. Since transformers could remember things perfectly, it became the foundation of the most advanced artificial intelligence, which are generative pre-trained transformer, in short, GPT. Think that for a moment. The reason ChatGPT can write you essays, generate code, or debate philosophies is because it has memorized the entire internet like a parrot. It's because transformers allow it to capture patterns, relationships, and meanings at scale. AI does not think like us, but in a strange way. It learns like us by focusing on what matters the most. But let's not oversimplify this. All of this requires a lot of data. Billions upon billions of data, images, sequences, analogies are fed to these training models to bring out those responses it is giving to you. AI does not just memorize, it does not just calculate. It learns patterns. It learns patterns in a way no human could, across unimaginable scale. From a simple neuron in 1950s to the backpropagation's feedback loop, to the transformers that changed the game. Artificial intelligence story is humanity's obsession with building intelligence. And we are only in chapter 1. So the next time you ask ChatGPT a question, remember, behind that answer is a digital orchestra of neuron, a teacher correcting mistakes, and a spotlight that knows where to look. And that is how AI learns. And if this story changed how you see AI, just imagine where the next story goes.